My son said he was studying at the library, but his location showed he was somewhere else for 3 hours straight. We'd started sharing locations after my husband died, not to spy, just for safety. 16-year-old boys driving alone made me nervous, and Bennett never complained about it. That Tuesday, he kissed my cheek at dinner. Heading to the library, calc exam tomorrow. I nodded, distracted by work emails. An hour later, I glanced at my phone and saw his location. Not the library, a neighborhood across town I didn't recognize. I texted, "Everything okay?" Bennett, "Yeah, studying hard. Library is packed tonight." I stared at the dot on my screen. He was lying, and he'd never lied to me before. My mind spiraled. Drugs? A girl? Some dangerous crowd he'd fallen into since his dad passed? I watched that dot for 3 hours. It didn't move. When he came home around 10 p.m., his eyes were red. "How was studying?" I asked carefully. "Fine. Exhausting." He headed toward his room. "Bennett." He stopped. "Where were you really?" His face went pale. "What?" I held up my phone showing his location pin. He looked at the floor. "I can explain." "Please do, because I've spent 3 hours imagining every terrible scenario." He sat down heavily on the couch. "I wasn't doing anything bad, I promise." "Then where were you?" His voice cracked. "At Dad's grave." I felt the air leave my lungs. "What?" "I know it's weird," he said quickly, "but I've been going there to study. The cemetery is quiet. Nobody bothers me, and I feel closer to him there." My eyes filled with tears. "I didn't tell you because I thought you'd think it was morbid or unhealthy or something, but it helps. When I'm stressed about exams or life, I sit there and talk to him, tell him about my day, ask what he'd do." I sat down beside him. "Why didn't you just tell me?" "Because you're already worried about me all the time. I see how you look at me, making sure I'm eating enough, sleeping enough, handling everything. I didn't want to make you worry more." "Bennett, and honestly, Mom, it's my thing with Dad, my private time with him. I wasn't trying to hide it to be sneaky. I just needed something that was mine." I pulled him into a hug. He was right. I had been hovering, watching for signs he was falling apart, treating him like he might shatter. "I'm sorry," I whispered. "I should have trusted you. I should have just told you," he said. "I knew you could see my location. I guess part of me wanted you to ask." We sat there in silence for a moment. "Can I tell you something?" I said. "Yeah. I go there too, Wednesday mornings before work. I sit and drink coffee and tell your dad about you, about how proud I am, how much you're like him." Bennett looked at me surprised. "Really?" "Really. I thought you'd find it weird, so I never mentioned it." He laughed, wiping his eyes. "We're a mess." "Yeah," I agreed, "but we're a mess together." The next day, I drove Bennett to the cemetery before his exam. We sat at the grave together. He studied while I drank my coffee. We didn't talk much. We didn't need to. When we left, he hugged me in the parking lot. "Thanks, Mom." "For what?" "For not making this weird. For getting it." As I drove home, I turned off the location sharing on both our phones. Not because I didn't care where he was, but because I finally understood that some things needed to be built on trust instead of surveillance.